Hello everyone! I would like to welcome you to Stamp Set Sunday, where I show you how one stamp set can be so versatile. My name is Brenda, and this is Meme's Artful Inspirations. Today we're going to make 5 cards using the Stampin' Up! Set sitting here. This set can be found in the 2016-2017 annual catalog, and I'll link to all the products in the description below. So I'd like to show you the cards we're going to make today. The first card, using the pot of flowers, and you can see here that we stamped it 3 times, and I'm going to show you how to use the Wink of Stella marker to get some blending and a little glitter on there, and we're going to show you how to make this today. The second card, a similar feel, 1 pot. We just used some designer series paper as a background. We used our scoreboard, and we just made a scored border here. I think you can make that out in the video okay. The third card, we didn't use any of the images, but we used different color designer series paper. We just stamped a sentiment and made it into a banner. We used the blossoms and the blossom builder punch. I just punched out a couple of different flowers from some of the designer series paper. The fourth card today, I was going for kind of the wallpaper floorboard look, and you can see here that I've used the scoreboard and just scored to make this look like a floorboard. And I stamped and colored the basket from the stamp set, and the basket here and the little puppy. He's so cute. He's all curled up. I made him look like a little yellow lab. And again, I just stamped one of the sentiments and cut it out into a little banner and used one of the little pearls on either end of that. And then lastly, our 5th card today, I wanted to show you, this is kind of a fun, a little bit more intricate. I'd used the potted flowers again and colored it. The pot's a little bit different. I used our window punch, it's Hearth and Home, and below, underneath the window, looking outside, I actually cut and colored and fussy cut the swing and the pillow. I stamped a little bird on there, but it is an easel card. So you open this up and it becomes an easel card for you. You can see here I colored the little puppy again, and he's set there on some Stampin' Dimensionals so that he can hold the card open, so the card can be placed on display. Alright, this first card we're making today is going to use a card base of 5.5 by 4.25 Whisper White. The image layer is 5.25 by 4 Whisper White. We're going to be using the Memento Black Tuxedo Archival ink and the 2016-2017 in color Emerald Envy. So I started out by using the grass image, stamping that along the kind of just below the center line of the image layer. I stamped that using the Emerald Envy. Then we take the potted plant, because we're going to color those with the Stampin' Write markers. We want to use that Memento Tuxedo Black. I always stamp starting in the center when I'm using more than one image. It makes it a little easier to line things up. Also, you'll notice the gray underneath the image layer, the image and the paper. That's sort of a kind of a, the best way to describe it is kind of like a mouse pad. When you're using photopolymer stamps, using something that has a spongy feel to it helps to get a clear image. Okay, so you'll see that I'm just using the in color Stampin' Write markers to color in the flowers and the leaves. And here you see that we're using one of the Stampin' Write markers to color in the pot. We're also going to use the Wink of Stella clear marker. I happen to love glitter and put glitter on as many things as that I can. And using the Wink of Stella here with your marker helps you to get the color onto your image, and it helps you to apply some shading, and it also helps you to apply some color. If you're worried about it dirtying your markers, you just simply clean it off on a piece of paper to the side. And if you don't want to use your marker to with your Wink of Stella, then you'll simply kind of press some ink into the lid of your Stampin' pad and use your Wink of Stella in, just dip it into the ink that you've deposited on the lid. It's real easy, and the same cleaning method applies. So you just simply dipping your Wink of Stella brush into the ink and applying it to the card, and you've got some glitter into your ink. It's real easy, and then you just, like I said, clean it off onto the side of the paper. It's real easy to do, and I just love the glitter on things. Alright, so now that you have your images stamped and colored, you want to apply your sentiment, and I used the Emerald Envy again to stamp my sentiment, and I just lined it up there atop the, kind of centered it on the center middle image. Next, you're going to cut, it's probably somewhere between 4.5 inches of the ruched ribbon. I cut 4, and you saw in the first image in the beginning of the video that I only used 2 at the top. And then I figured, oh gosh, it looks a whole lot prettier by putting a piece of ribbon on all 4 corners. So here you see that I'm applying it using some regular masking tape to tape it down to the back of the paper, back of the image layer. The colored ribbon here is the Peekaboo Peach. This just adds a, just a little element to your card, kind of makes it pretty. And I don't know about you, but I have a difficult time making bows. I know that sounds silly, but anytime I try to tie a bow, it looks like I am a 3-year-old learning how to tie my shoes. It's just not something that I am adept at, so I use ribbon in some other fun, creative ways. And you could certainly apply some ribbon rather than putting the, with a bow, rather than applying the ribbon to the corner. And then you're just going to use your snail, and you're going to apply the image layer to the base of your card. And there you have it, one card complete. Okay, so this second card uses the potted plant and the grass stamp again, but in this card, the card base again is 5 1/4 by 4 1/4, and the mat using a sheet of paper from the Playful Palette Design Series paper pack. That's 5 1/4 by 4. And you're going to apply the Designer Series paper to the card base using your snail adhesive. Now the image layer is 4.5 by 3.25, and that's Whisper White. And what you're going to do is, using your scoreboard, score a 1/4 inch all around the image layer. This just adds a little bit of fun dimension to the image layer. Like card number 1, I used Emerald Envy to apply the grass layer and the Memento Tuxedo black ink to stamp the potted plant. And again, we just used the 2016-2017 in color Stampin' Right markers. And here you see I just used a different color. I think that's Peekaboo Peach. I love that color, and I love saying Peekaboo Peach. And again, used the Wink of Stella, the clear, and just applied a little bit more color to apply some shading and some glitter. And it just adds a little something to your card. And see, it's just that easy to just off to the side, have a scrap piece of paper, and clean off your marker, clean off the Wink of Stella brush, and it's ready for use on another image. And here, again, we're just applying the sentiment. This time I used the Dapper Denim ink, I think. Nope, I changed my mind and I used the Emerald Envy. When I first got that Dapper Denim ink, without looking at the label, I was calling it Dapper Dan. That's giving away my age. All right, so you're just going to use your snail adhesive and you're going to apply the image layer on top of the card base and designer series paper, and your card is finished. That's card number 2. All right, so this third card, while we don't use any images, it certainly is a cue card, or at least I think it is. I hope you do as well. The card base is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and we used the Smoky Slate cardstock. The matte layer is a 5 1/4 by 4 sheet from the A Little Foxy Designer Series paper stack. You saw some of those sheets that were super cute. They have little foxes and little mushrooms and some fun patterns in that paper stack. So we're just punching out little flowers from the Blossom Builder Punch. And we're going to set those aside on a scratch piece of Whisper White using the Sweet Sugar Plum Stampin' ink. I stamp the sentiment and using just a pair of scissors. Real easy. And just cut that out and cut the ends to make a banner. Making cards doesn't have to be so complicated. Sometimes simple, elegant card and you are brightening up somebody's day, and it's why I love doing what I do and making cards. So here I'm just using some Stampin' Dimensionals and I'm applying the sentiment. I'm going to use the fine tip glue pen to glue both of the flower pieces together. Here I'm just kind of pressing into the center so that I can pop the flowers up a little bit. I like to add a little bit of a dimension to them rather than keeping them all flat. So you're just going to glue those together, and then you're going to glue them to both ends of the banner. And then on the first card we used the white pearls, but on this one we used the rhinestones in the center of the flowers. Just adds a little bit of bling. And there you have it. That's card number 3. Okay, we're on to card number 4. On this card, I was looking to make a card that looks kind of like a den. So the top kind of looks like you used wallpaper on your wall, and on the bottom section, I wanted it to look kind of like hardwood floors. So the card base is using the Dapper Denim that's from the 2016-2017 in color pack. The wallpaper layer is 5.5 by 2.25. The floorboard layer is also 5.5 by 2.25. You're going to score using your scoreboard and a bone folder. I scored every 1/4 inch to make that look like hardwood floors. All right, so here you see that we're just taping some of that Dapper Denim ruched ribbon to the seam. To me, that reminded me of the chair railing in some homes that some folks use around their kitchen tables or sometimes in their den. All right, here we're using chocolate chip Stampin' ink to stamp the basket image from the Sitting Here stamp set and the puppy. The puppy and the kitty are so cute in this stamp set. I just had to do something with the puppy. So using the chocolate chip kind of gave it's not the black archival ink, and so here I used colored pencils. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell colored pencils, so you probably just have some of those in your stash. And then you're going to fussy cut out the images. And here you see that I was cutting the center of the basket because I want the puppy to look like he's sitting in the basket. So you see that I'm just cutting out the center there. And I kind of tuck him in, and then I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to apply him to the bottom right-hand corner of the card. So he's just all curled up, waiting for you to arrive home, where you just know he's just going to come bouncing out of that basket to greet you at the door. It'd be cute. Okay, so again, using a scratch piece of paper, we're going to stamp our sentiment. You can tell I didn't have it quite ready. When I do these videos, I do try to have everything all set up so that there's not a whole lot of dead time. We're going to stamp using our Dapper Denim in color. And again, using a pair of snips, pair of scissors, you're going to cut the sentiment, and I cut it into a banner again. All right, so you see here we're applying Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of the banner to apply to the top left corner of the image. And I applied some rhinestones there to just the inside of the banner corners there. I like to add bling, so anywhere I can find an opportunity to use some rhinestones or some pearls or even the Winkle Stella glitter. There you have it. Card number 4. That puppy is so cute. All right, we're on to card number 5. It's the last in our series of Stamp Set Sunday. This is an easel card, and while it is a little bit more challenging, hopefully this tutorial will make things a little bit more understandable and help you to create your own easel card. All right, so the card base is 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. The paper we're using here is the Emerald Envy cardstock. You'll need a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of the chocolate chip cardstock. This is going to be your card, your card front, and using the Hearth and Home Framelits die, you're going to cut 2 of those images out, one on the chocolate chip and the other on the on a piece of Whisper White. So here we're just applying some of the Emerald Envy and the Dapper Denim to a piece of white cardstock. It's probably about 3 inches by 4 inches. It's just a little bit larger than the Hearth and Home Windows opening that you see on the chocolate chip cardstock there. I was going for, a grass area and sky area, and the Emerald Envy and Dapper Denim certainly allowed me to play with that a little bit. And here you see that I have already fussy cut and colored and fussy cut the images that I'm using as embellishments on this card. That took some time, and I didn't want to bore you with coloring and fussy cutting all of that out for this tutorial. Certainly a fun activity, but not something that you want to sit and watch me do. And here I'm just filling in between the slats of the swing. I'm just adding a little bit more color. And again, because I didn't use an archival ink, the black, I used colored pencils. I like the look of a colored pencil as opposed to the dark colors of our Stampin' markers. So here I am just lining everything up and taping everything down using my snail adhesive. That white the Whisper White cardstock is the same dimensions as the chocolate chip, so that's 5 1/4 by 5 1/2. Apply some snail adhesive to the tops of the windows, and you're going to just tuck it right in to the opening of your chocolate chip card front. You see that I've already colored the round pillow from the stamp set there. And again, I used the colored pencils. Using the Dapper Denim, I used the bird image. Oh gosh, he's so cute. Make him look like a little blue jay. I just popped him right on top of that swing. I used some Moroccan designer series paper and cut out the window, the planter. I'm not sure what it really is called, but I was calling it a planter for the window. And you'll see up in the corner there that there is some of the Moroccan designer series paper that I used for the carpet that you'll see here in a minute. So I just applied the potted plant with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Now I'm going to apply the whole card image layer to the easel base card. Here I used the Fast Fuse just to give it a little extra strength. So you see here I'm going to apply the carpet to the floor. In the first card I used the larger kind of circle there from that Moroccan designer series paper, and in this card I'm using the smaller circle from that same designer series paper. I applied the puppy using a Stampin' Dimensional, and there you have it. You can put these cards on display, leave them setting out, and they don't fall over like just a regular folding card does. Alright, so here again, I'm just using a scrap piece of Whisper White paper. I am using one of the sentiments from the Sitting Here stamp set. Again, I used the grass. It's all stamped using the Emerald Envy. I'm cutting it out like I did in all the previous card images, making it a banner. And I am going to apply it kind of catty corner to the top left corner of the card. Using Stampin' Dimensionals again. You'll start to notice that I like to have some dimension to my cards. Dimension and glitter. There you have it. There's all the cards we made today using one stamp set. So you can see how versatile just one stamp set can be. You've got all different kinds of images. If you would like to make these cards, you can find all the products on my website. All the products are listed and linked below in the description. If you liked today's tutorial and would like to see more, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the thumbs up button. Thank you for joining me today for Stamp Set Sunday. Ciao for now.